guys. Welcome to Internet Anytime, episode 2 with the National Information Society. How's it going, guys?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good for a Monday morning. I feel awake. I feel pleasant.
Okay.
I feel like it's gonna be another week.
Well, I think people are kind of ignoring that we have like an election in 8 days, and it's kind of scary, and I don't know, just like hoping for not the worst.
I feel like people are optimistic because a lot of people are out there, they're voting early in all the states. It's a lot of Democrats turning out, a lot of women, a lot of people of color. So I feel like the right thing is going to happen this time.
Yeah, the turnout's been kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I think like California, we were already like early turnout. I think broke the record of how many people actually voted in 2016, and there's still like 8 days left.
Wow.
I think they said that was for the whole nation at this point has had more mail-in ballots than last time had mail-in plus absentee, and of course they haven't even come close to counting.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what I'm more nervous about is not necessarily the outcome, is either way how people will react once that outcome hits. Especially if Trump loses, or I'd like to say when Trump loses, how these, right-wing groups and stuff are going to react.
Like I don't want to make assumptions, but like, don't you feel like it's gonna get ugly?
I feel like it's going to get ugly. Like, just listening to interviews where they're talking to these people, they're like, I know if Trump doesn't win, it's rigged. And they're like, I know if he doesn't win, that means the Democrats did something crazy. They're going to lose it. They're not going to accept it.
See? This is this nervous laughter.
I feel so gross now.
It's what it is. But he just can't win. I don't care if they get up in arms, if they feel some kind of way. There's no way.
Another horrible thing is that people don't realize that, like, on Tuesday, we don't just get a new government and a new president. They're not sworn until January. So for those 3 months, Mitch McConnell is still in charge of the Senate. Donald Trump is still in the White House. And who knows what kind of crap they're going to try to pull in those last 3 months. I mean, I remember Bush doing something before Obama coming in, just writing in all these executive orders, like, limiting his presidency. And then there's still going to be 3 months of reaction from the public before he takes office, and
they're gonna try to burn the whole world, like the house down.
Oh yeah.
Like what happened? Was it Wisconsin that did that thing when like the governor, when they got the new Democratic governor, the outgoing governor, like in his last couple of months, like the Republican like legislator, they like changed the rules to pretty much strip all the powers of the governor. So when the new Democratic governor came in, he was just weaker. Like they set it up that way.
See, that's what I'm afraid of. I feel like Trump is going to do some crazy stuff to like help out his friends, help out all of the Republicans, and then he's going to be like, peace, bitches, and it's going to be real crazy.
And he's going to move to Russia.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder. I mean, it's just, the future was never predictable, but now it's like, who knows what will happen,
Anything is possible, and not in a good way.
Yeah, like a double Melania Trump.
The Wisconsin governor, by the way, is Scott Walker. Oh yeah, the Melania Trump double thing. So, I mean, I'd never really thought about it, but, it makes sense. Like, if I was her, I'd be doing that.
Oh, yeah. She doesn't want to be at the White House.
This isn't the first time that came up though. Like early in her presidency, I think people suspected a double.
Right. That's why it came up again. But the thing is though isn't she by her body double being like sent out in the world? Wouldn't that mean that she is in the White House?
She could be anywhere. She could be like living it up on an island with her boy toy, and she's like, Trump, you deal with your stuff at the White House, and I'm just gonna live my life because this was not in the prenup.
I know earlier in the presidency, she spent a lot of time in New York while he was at Washington. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's still the same case.
No, she lives at the White House now.
She lives at the White House now.
Well, my thought was like if, she sends out like her fake Melania on these trips with Trump, Well, she's got to be somewhere, and somebody's got to know where she is. It's not like she locks herself in her place and with like a bunch of food and Gatorade and just sits there. You know, she's got to have people cooking her food, you know, all that kind of stuff. Cleaning her clothes, ironing them, shopping for her. Like,
No, I wish that was the case. I wish that she hated him so much that she locked herself in a room with just some food and a bunch of Gatorade and said, you all.
Like, I'm done. But don't they have like their own wings in the White House, like the First Lady's suite and then the President's
They
suite?
have to.
So she
Yeah,
can just do her own thing. They don't even have to see each other. They don't have the same bedroom.
I can't remember. I think where the First Lady stays is called the East Wing, really. It's like the whole First Lady. West Wing is like...
Administrative?
Yeah.
Like the White House or the Oval Office and
I think so. I based that on the name of the TV show, right? Because that's the important stuff happens.
I was like, oh, he knows.
I get all my White House history from Martin Sheen.
I'm sure many people do. You said Martin Sheen's a nice guy, right?
He's awesome. He's such a sweetheart. He's just super personable. Whenever he comes on set, doesn't matter who you are. He's one of those guys that greeting everybody. Hey, how you doing? Good morning, good morning. And then if he remembers you, he makes a note. You know, like, hey, weren't you here last time? Blah blah blah. And he sings show tunes, like between takes. He'll like come out with a song from I don't know Broadway musicals, but he sings show tunes. You know.
Okay, that's good to know.
What
Really nice.
What did you work on?
Grace and Frankie mostly. And then I did like this indie film with him that was like directed by Edward James Olmos.
Okay, you had some Martin Sheen experience then.
Yeah, he I don't know if he recognizes me now, but I feel like if he saw me in the street, he might be kind of like I think I've seen that guy somewhere.
Okay.
Was he on Grace and Frankie? I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
show.
he's one of the leads. He's you know the storyline?
Oh, the
So
guy.
like it's two old couples. And then the both couples, they like split up and they divorce because the husbands, you know, they both come out as being gay, and they couple up.
Uh-huh.
So it's about them, their relationship, and then the wives also kind of like how their lives and their families.
Okay, so Martin Sheen's playing like an old gay man who's hiding it his whole life.
He's a brand new queen.
He was hiding it, but now he's out and he's married to a nice man.
Is the other actor gay that he's married to?
I don't think so. Neither one of them.
Oh, like in real life?
Yeah.
No, they're both. The other dude is the guy from Law and Order.
Oh yeah.
Which guy? Like the kind of the SVU, the victims one, the kind of bald guy?
No, not bald. He's one that has gray hair. Was he on Law? It was Law and Order, right?
He was on one of those shows.
Uh-huh. Let's look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, they're a gay couple. You'd be like, they're just friends, which is how they got by all those years. They were best friends.
Sam Watterson.
Sam Watterson from the original Law and Order, the lawyer.
Yes.
Oh, you were right.
Yeah.
Okay. I find that interesting. Like, I've lately stopped, not lately, I haven't been submitting for roles that are like, you know, for gay men and stuff, or even bisexual ones, because I'm like, you know, I mean, I could play this, but give the opportunity to the gay actors. I don't get.
It is a tricky
That's
situation
nice.
now. It is a kind of. I think a lot of people are kind of feeling more towards that. They're trying to, if you could, you know, why not? There's plenty of gay actors, and if it's a gay role, give them an opportunity.
Let them.
Right.
It.
I mean, there's percentage-wise, there's probably way less gay roles than gay people in the world, you know?
Or gay actors.
Or, well, no. I mean, the gay actor, like, as far as a profession goes, like...
They're still a minority yeah.
Of course it's a minority, but I'm saying, like, compared to the population, there's probably the same amount of percentage of gay actors as there are gay people in the world, or maybe even
Maybe I could see acting, like any kind of like art.
I think any profession,
Yeah.
there's probably the same amount, you know, across the board. Doctors,
Yeah,
nurses, but there's not a lot of roles for
there's
them.
not of roles.
So that should just be. I mean, I get why they get to play straight, and they should definitely just get to own those roles. I'm sure you can find somebody that works. So I'm kind of surprised at that. I mean, I understand that show is done now. It's old to a degree. I mean, I think 2012 Grace and Frankie started.
Really?
Something like that. They're like in their. They gotta be something like that. It's
Maybe
it's
like
been
the fifth season?
no,
Maybe
not 2012. Like 20, maybe 2014, 2014, 2015, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
let's
It's been
see.
like maybe 5 years, more or less.
I'll say 2015. That's my bet.
Grace and Frankie, season 7.
Okay.
Okay.
7 years, so.
Yeah, something like that. Or it says TV series 2015 onward, so to 2015.
All
Okay.
right.
Is that what you said?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Money.
Ding, 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 ding.
My
We
third
need, to
eye.
get, we need to get sound effects.
What do you mean? We have them on our...
That's why I need to
computers.
figure out how to do it. Because I.
Pew,
Oh,
pew, pew.
Where's my. Yeah, remember my air horn?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on my phone.
I'll just make it. Pew, pew, pew.
We could have just like actual physical things like a buzzer that we hit or like a bell.
Bell.
Oh, a triangle.
A bike bell? Ding.
Have a get a triangle. I don't know what that would be for, but it's fun.
What
to
else?
play.
We could
Ding,
do.
ding, ding, ding.
Tambourine. Oh, you need to get one of those keyboard things.
I have
keyboard?
one.
Oh, a keyboard?
Wait, are we turning this podcast into a band? Sorry, guys. We got band practice now.
It works either way.
I'm down with that.
I am too.
The National Information Society is like a good name for an
A band?
80s. It sounds like an 80s, like a band like New Order, you know, like 80s British dancey kind of stuff.
I can
There
see
actually is an 80s dancey band called the Information Society.
that. There you go.
That's
I found
right.
that out in my Google searching, and they are unique.
They have the typical 80s style, right? They're kind
Yeah.
of like Boy George style, I feel
Yeah.
like. I
Ooh,
feel-
I might like that.
You might.
They're called the Information Society?
Yeah.
Information Society. Okay. I'll check them out.
Yeah, they got nothing on us though because they're
Pew,
not
pew.
national.
They don't have our sound effects. Pew, 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 boom, boom.
I wonder who else is like running around with doubles besides Melania. I mean,
Dave?
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 Dave Chappelle.
No. The President of the United States from the movie Dave,
Oh.
played by Kevin. What's his name?
I don't know what
he's
you're
married
referring
to
to.
Phoebe Cates.
Yeah, Kevin. It's not Costner. He's got some generic name.
Who is Dave?
Dave is his fake. Dave was a movie about a fake president. Not a fake president, but about.
Fictitious
A
president.
fictitious president. The president goes down for some reason. He's sick or something like that, but he can't be the president anymore. And they find this double, this guy whose job is to play like his you know, like they hire him to do like store openings.
Ah.
And the government finds him, and he's so much of a mash. They bring him in, and they fool the world into thinking he's a president until the real president comes back.
I've never.
Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline. I like Kevin Kline. So much so that I can't remember his
Who does
name.
he look like?
Well, here, let's show you.
Who was the president?
like
Who he and that
He
guy
played
really
both. He
look
played
alike?
both roles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was kind of the gag. We'll say.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, here you go. You'd recognize them.
I get the joke now. Oh, him. I haven't seen him in anything in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. This recent picture, I mean, yeah, he's getting a little older.
As we all
I was gonna say that.
Not me, you guys. Ding!
are. Getting younger and younger every day, especially with your new glasses.
Yeah.
Don't give it away. I've always had these cool glasses.
It feels like it.
$11.95 on Zenny Optical.
Bing.
Ooh, they could be our first sponsor.
That'd be
I'm
great.
For it, and we'll just sit here and we'll all have our glasses on. I just ordered some too.
Nice. Yeah, I ordered 2 pairs, and I got a pair from Warby Parker coming, and I'm pumped.
I might get some glasses just to be cool like you guys.
Yay for good eyesight.
Well, with these, like, if you didn't get the lenses in them or whatever, they'd be like $5 just for the frames.
Well, no, because I told you guys I'm doing this now, and I'm sometimes reading like packages and stuff. So you said I should just get like reading glasses.
Reading glasses, yeah.
I really should just go to the eye doctor. I haven't had a checkup in years.
Oh my goodness, you might need glasses. You don't know.
But I feel like I'm okay, and like when I drive, I don't get like streaks in the lights or anything like that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but you might need. I mean, if you're squinting,
Yeah,
you're
that's
holding
changed.
stuff further
That has
away.
definitely changed.
You
Maybe
might-
I'm becoming farsighted.
You
I
You
don't
might
know.
need bifocals.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be dope.
They sell those at the drugstore.
That's so weird. It's gotta
That'd
be
be
weird.
dope.
I was making a joke, but it's gotta be weird bifocals, because how do you get used to that where you look like this, but you gotta look down?
Well, I don't think it's something. First of all, you do get used to it because if it's on your face, 24 hours a day. But when you're awake, you do make the adjustment. But I don't think that most people are constantly wearing them because they are a little hard to manage. I mean, I think it's maybe if you're at work or at school and you're doing desk stuff and then having to look far away. But I think if you're just like living life out in the wild, you're probably not wearing them.
Yeah, when I live life in the wild, I don't wear bifocals.
That's what they call the real life on Reddit. They call it the wild.
The wild?
Really?
Or the internet in general.
Our IRL.
IRL.
In real life.
IRL.
Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
Knowing what IRL means.
Yes, because we're wicked.
Dude, all I do is doom scroll, so I gotta know what like internet lingo it is.
What
With
is
the
doom
F-bombs.
scroll?
What is doom scroll?
It's essentially you go on Twitter and you're just looking
Oh,
for
yeah.
bad news. That's all. Like you feed off of it. It makes you feel something.
That's just so dark. Aw, do you need a hug?
You do, and you just get mad at people, or you just get hurt, or you're upset, and then every once in a while you see like a really cute video of a kitten, and it just makes you feel good.
I feel like we just found out that Michael is a troll on Twitter.
No, I'm definitely not a troll. I don't like. The only thing I do mostly is I reply. I like things, and I sometimes retweet, usually without a quote. Sometimes I'm a simp, and I'll see a cute girl, and I'll like text, I'll like send a retweet like sup. I don't actually.
Do you get replies?
No. I don't actually do that. But what I do, I said do. If there is like a cute girl, like I try to follow. I don't follow a girl just because she's hot. At least I try not to.
Okay.
I try to follow them.
For their
You
personality.
know what? I'm not gonna justify why I follow people. But sometimes if they post something, and if I could give like a funny reply,
Okay.
I might send something on a tweet. Like a reply back type of thing.
Okay. Let me follow you on Twitter.
Go ahead. It's not that good. You'll be like number 12 that follows me.
I love that she's like trying to do something nice, and you're like, whatever. I don't have any followers,
Like I don't
and that's
need
how
you.
it is.
It's because she
What?
says she'll follow me because she wants to like look at the monkey dance.
No, I didn't say that. I want to see what you're retweeting and what you're tweeting out.
It might be interesting. I don't know.
I like how you believe in yourself. Not at all.
I know. Especially as we're supposed to be doing like media right now. So you guys, this might be super boring, or it might not be.
I like
you
don't have much
guys,
to say. It's
you
okay.
guys, I thank you for watching this, and I'm sorry.
What? And I'm sorry. What? Okay.
I kid. I make jokes.
Thank you for letting us know.
So I've been watching this series on YouTube. Did you guys have a chance to check it out?
Yes.
Called Reactistan.
Yes.
That was kind of cute. I really like that. I'm like, oh, the simple pleasures in life.
Okay, explain what it is, and then I got 2 things I need to talk about.
Yeah, and I did a little research on it, so I do have some background on it and stuff.
All right.
And I'm not sending it because I think it's like a mockery to me. I think it's very
I like it.
nice.
I liked it.
It's pleasant and good. So what it is it's a YouTube series where they take Pakistani villagers, and I don't know where they're from, but they
Like rural areas.
rural areas. Actually, there's some YouTube videos that follow them to their homes, and which are interesting as well. And it's called Reactistan because they're feeding them different American foods and products and seeing their reaction to it. And the videos are all titled like Tribal People Try Burger King for the first time. Tribal people try playing Super Mario Brothers for the first time.
Oh, I
I
haven't
don't
seen
know if you
that.
guys saw that one.
No.
Oh.
There's also a Street Fighter 2 one, and there's well, which ones did you guys see?
I only saw the one,
chips.
and I saw the Pringles one. Then I started watching one about them eating pasta, like Italian pasta.
And you watched the Pringles one too?
Yes, and everyone liked it, that it was salty, and they're like, oh, it's not too not too spicy, and there's like a good amount of flavors. And then the one girl, I love the one where she said the thing about the scorpion. Her mom,
Yeah.
like, oh, my mom told me I shouldn't eat too much salt because that'll make the scorpion venom go faster in my blood, but I don't care. I'm gonna eat salt anyway. I'm like, whoa, there's a lot to unpack with that.
Yeah. No, this okay, so the two things I want to talk about. One, how spicy do they make their food? Alright, so how much chili do they eat? Because that was like the number one comment they kept saying was like, this doesn't have enough, like there's not as much chilies. They're just used to really spicy food. So I'm curious, like how spicy is their food?
So, okay, really quick to answer that question, I was watching some other ones, and that's not necessarily true because what they say spice just really means seasoning, and they're dumping like coriander, turmeric, and it's not necessarily because there's another one where they try Mexican food for the first time, or I watched one where they try flaming hot Cheetos for the first time.
It's not too
Well, some of them can't deal with it.
They couldn't
at
deal
all.
with it? Okay.
They're like, this is too much. It's kind of like how you would see actually normal people react. Like for some, it was too spicy. So when they say spice, and so there were some things that I could tell were sort of lost in the subtitles. It should have just said seasoning.
Well, they kept
Okay.
saying, but they kept referring to like chilies. So I kept assuming that, chilies to me means hot, not spicy.
But I don't know what they're
see
translating.
Yeah, I
because
see what you're saying.
they think green peppers are chilies.
Bell peppers could be chilies to them
Yes.
for all we know.
Right.
They're peppers.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so all right, that makes lots. That changes my second perspective
Uh-huh.
or my second thought, but I still have the same thought. Was it the guy with the red cap? Don't you guys feel like he's never enjoyed a meal in his life?
Which guy was that? The kind of skinnier guy?
The guy that was saying he doesn't like spicy food.
Oh. Was he the same one who was like, I feel like these were made by Allah just for me, and my whole life has been waiting to meet these chips? I mean, he was kind of kidding, but the way he phrased it was so funny and cute.
I love that guy because he loved everyone, and he was like, I just love the packaging, and I love the taste, and it's so flavorful. I'm like, did they pay this guy? He just is in love with these chips. I'm like, just pure joy.
Yes, I love how they were all pretty much commenting on the packaging and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, the design is excellent.
Yes.
I'm like,
I'm like, we just open it up and we eat it, and we're just like, throw it
Garbage.
away. We don't care.
We're Americans. We take that for granted. We're used to it. You know, we've had Pringles cans since like what, the 70s?
The 70s? Are they that old?
Let's see.
Da-da-da.
I think they're older than that,
To the
actually.
internet.
Feels like all of that stuff is super old, right?
They first took Pringles into space.
I was surprised that, like, Cheetos have been around since, like, the 50s.
Cheetos? I
Wow.
wonder what the original Cheetos tasted like before all the MSG. Did they actually taste like cheese?
I think it probably used real cheese.
Not anymore.
No.
Well, they say that they use real cheese, but they also use MSG.
It's like if you use like 0.001% of something, you could say it like
Yeah.
in Capri Suns or like it's juice.
Yeah, like the rules, like the natural fruit flavors,
Mhm.
and like 100% juice.
Yes, you can say
Like-
it's 100% juice if the juice that you use
Is
is
100%.
juice. Like
Yeah.
what?
It's the rules are all screwed up and misleading and tricky, and that's the way we live.
That's why America is what it is today
Because of tricky rules.
for our food.
1967, Pringles.
Wow.
Okay.
In limited areas. By 1975, they were available across most of the U.S., 1991 around the world.
See, you know why I thought it was in the 70s? Because the mascot, the Pringles guy,
Oh.
doesn't he look like a 70s, like a design you came up with in the 70s?
That
Like
mustache.
that style?
He looks groovy.
One of the guys commented on the Pringles guy with the mustache. In the Cheetos one, the guy looks at the bag of Cheetos and he's like, well, and he's with the little kid, he's like, well, eating these, I guess, makes you fast. You're supposed to be very fast after eating these because Chester Cheetah is running on the bag.
Ah.
And I'm like, oh, this is how advertising works.
Yep.
It's the exact opposite. No one eats Cheetos and is like, let's go for a jog. You're like, let's just, chill, guys. Let's just sit here. Let's watch some TV.
That's why I used to smoke cigarettes, because I thought I was going to be the Marlboro Man.
Oh,
Oh, really?
No. What?
What? Advertising affecting our children.
There was this one, speaking of cigarette commercials, when I was in Prague when I was like 13, I went to a movie theater to go to the movies, and before the movie they had commercials. I guess that was before they started doing commercials here, before the movies, and they had cigarette commercials. One brand was like this brand L&M cigarettes, and the commercial is this guy riding down the highway, and then it's like Route 66 and blah blah blah, and then it says L&M Tak chutná America, which means L&M, the way America tastes.
I don't think I would want to taste something that tastes like America. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's interesting what they think other countries will like about us.
Yeah, culture and stuff. How it makes people's opinions and like what you like and what you expect.
Well, like that older gentleman in the Reactistan videos, he was like some mountain villager, and he must be in his 70s, hadn't tried any of this stuff, and he was disgusted by all the food. He's like, no. I mean, he enjoyed playing Super Mario Brothers, but other than that, he's like, village people won't like this. He's like, this must be fine for people who eat this food, but he's like, I can't even tell what's in this stuff. He's like, is this cheese? God knows what they put in this, and please God forgive me for wasting food. Because he like wouldn't finish eating
But that's
it,
a good outlook to have. Like,
Yeah.
let's not waste food, and he doesn't like all this overly processed food taste.
Well, again, I think that's we have a very distinct American understanding of like things like food.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of us are obviously not everybody, but a lot of us are spoiled and we take it for granted.
We do.
The idea of wasting food to us, I think we're a little irresponsible about it, you know?
Because there's so much. It's not like this is going to be the last you can have. Like, okay, I don't like this. Let me go make something else.
And I have to assume that he comes from a place where, you know, whatever you get to eat, you got to take advantage of it.
Yes, and there are like all these facts coming out about how much food we are wasting and throwing away. And in America, it says that we waste 365 Rolls Bowls worth of food every day.
Every day?
Whoa.
I didn't know that. I thought you were going to say every year.
No, 365 Rose Bowls. Okay, sorry. To hold a year's worth.
So
Oh,
one
so
a
one
day.
Rolls Bowl, that's still a lot.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, like filled. I mean, I don't know how they're filling the Rose Bowl or whatever. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, ever since COVID started, I've started this campaign for myself where I'm doing the zero food waste lifestyle, where I am not buying any new food until I've actually used up at least all of the fresh food that I already have.
Mhm.
Because in the beginning, I was going to the grocery store every week just to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And then I would have all this fruit and vegetables go to waste. But now, since I've been doing that, I'm cooking more. And I'm like, okay, I'm not cooking something new until I eat what I already have. And I'm actually seeing my refrigerator get to be at least kind of empty before I actually go to the store. And it's so much better. I'm wasting so much less food.
Yeah, that's smart. I'm similar. Like I buy like what I need, and I was going like more often to the grocery store during quarantine just because there was one by my house and it was something to do, you know. And the grocery store near me wasn't very crowded. I felt okay going there, or I found one that was chill, and yeah, I like going to the grocery store. Some people hate it.
I do not like going to the grocery store. I do not like it at all. But, you know, I gotta eat. And my grocery store is so close, I can't justify Postmates and groceries for 1 block away.
Yeah, you have that Ralph's right there. That Ralph's is okay. Is it open 24 hours?
Till like midnight, and then it opens at like 6. So
Pretty much.
when I'm awake.
Nice. I wonder what the Reactistan people would think about our grocery stores.
Right?
That would be a great reaction video. They'd like walk in like, oh my gosh. And then like places like that, they've never been to a grocery store.
Right. Some of them have like, I can't tell where they're filming it. I think it's Karachi, which is maybe the capital city of Pakistan, or that might be Islamabad, and the second biggest city or something.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the ladies was like, they had some outtakes, and she was like, "This is my first time in Karachi, and going down the street, the buildings are so tall, I feel like they're gonna fall on me."
Oh.
And the interviewer is like, "I too came from a village not too long ago, and I remember the feeling. You'll be okay."
Oh, that's so cute.
And then they have one guy, they go to his house actually and meet his like children and stuff, and he's got these 3 adorable kids. And I guess through Patreon people have been sending the family like donations and things. And there was concern like, is the family getting the donations? So they did like a video addressing that. I mean, who knows, really, But it seemed legit anyway. But like, yeah, these people, they're living in, they had a nice area actually, like in their home they have a courtyard, so pretty good outside area. But the 3 rooms or 4 rooms that they have kind of around it, they're basically clay walls, mattresses on the ground. They cook their bread in this little stove, and I'm sure bathing isn't like a daily thing even or whatever. Just makes you think even more like how lucky we are, how people are complaining about things during our quarantine times. Like, oh, my kid's life is going to be ruined because the playground's closed or whatever. It's like, how many kids have never even seen a slide or a swing?
Oh, yeah.
They play with sticks and a ball. It's like, give me a break.
Mm-hmm. And then I was seeing people complain about like, oh my gosh, I'm trapped in my home. Like there were celebrities complaining about being trapped in their mansions. And then like they show their backyard and it's basically the size of a park. And you're like, what the heck? And there's so many people who don't have backyards, who are living in like 1-bedroom apartments with like their whole families. And it was okay before because everybody would go out. But now we're all stuck in here together. Like what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, that was super tone deaf stuff. I mean, why even post pictures of your place like that at that point? I mean, you're so out of touch that you can't realize that would affect people and make them feel like crap about where they're quarantining,
Honestly, it is really funny though, like the desperation some of these like people got. Like there was like, because there was no attention. They couldn't be out there in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like people like Madonna was new to like, social media because I think she needed it. She needed some kind of like to make people realize that she was. You saw the weird videos of her like in the bathtub singing, right?
I saw clips of them and stuff. Yeah, they're just freaking. I mean, how you say, they make you want to rip your teeth out. Like, they're tough. They're a tough watch.
Like no one asked for this, and I'm not okay. It happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was tough times for a lot of people, but we're making it through. Stuff is reopening and then closing again quite quickly.
Well, they're posing, so like in Europe, my mom's in Prague right now actually, and they just imposed new restrictions. There's like, you can get a fine if you go outside with a mask.
With a mask?
Without a mask.
Oh, okay, I'm like, whoa!
No.
Propaganda.
No. It's they're trying to stop the spread. Actually, in Europe, all of a sudden, the case rate in Czech Republic skyrocketed and became like the highest case rate in the world last week, which was weird because they really had it under control for a second. My friends send me these links to these maps. So you have to wear a mask if you go outside. You can't be walking around outside in more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get a ticket, and then there's curfew involved. They just imposed a curfew in El Paso, Texas, from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. There's a curfew for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, winter is coming, and you're really seeing the death rate and the case rate is both going up.
Yeah.
They're going up now.
I support these measures because we need to do something. Something must be done because people are feeling so entitled. They're like, I have the right to go outside and cough on my friends. And it's like, no, you're killing people. People are still dying. COVID is not over just because you're bored.
Well, a lot of people really don't think that the virus they don't take it seriously. I mean, I've had friends say, oh, we're doing all this for what? For a virus that's barely even like a problem, or like it's not even that big of a deal, like trying to downplay the adverse health effects. And I don't want to argue with this person about it or whatever, but it's just like, I guess, and that's the person who probably would argue that numbers are fake or inflated and all these types of things.
When I was at work last week, I don't remember how it came up, but the elections came up.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the girls that was working that day, she made a comment that after, she couldn't wait till like after the elections, like she couldn't wait till November because then the disease was going to disappear.
Right.
So she's under that mindset that, like a lot of people, they think that this whole thing is an election thing. And once the election is over, you're not going to see the virus anymore.
Well, Donald Trump even
goodness.
said that the other day on the debate. I don't know, did you watch the last debate?
No.
Yeah, he straight up said that. He's like, you watch on November 4th when Biden's elected, you won't see it. You won't see COVID in the news. It'll just disappear. It won't be in the news anymore. And it's like, what?
If it really does disappear, that will be lovely. But that's not how science works. But he doesn't know that.
And that's not a very good Donald Trump impersonation.
You know what? I applaud you for trying.
Yeah, I've never tried to do one before. Let's see yours.
So, you'll see after the... Shit.
We gotta work
Okay,
on
let me
it.
try it mine.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna build the wall, and it's gonna get built. It's gonna get built. They're gonna build a wall.
You're like me. Like, you want to turn him into an Italian
Italian
mobster?
gangster. Some kind of gangster.
So you see. Nope, I can't do
Yeah,
that.
you're doing
Melania. I'm just trying to imitate Alec Baldwin right now.
That's what I was going to do right now. I had him in my head. I had
did
Alec
what?
Baldwin in my head.
And it's gonna get built.
I can't. Nope.
Hats off to Alec Baldwin, because we now know that it's much harder than it looks.
Epic fails on all ends. Well, I'm gonna say that all those guys, and I don't think Donald Trump is that hard to get down. I'm gonna work on it for next week.
I am too.
All right.
But I mean, obviously those guys practiced in front of the mirror a lot.
Yeah, I just realized I've never done an
We've never done it.
impersonation.
Not of him. I tried not to be anything like him in my normal life.
Oh man, yeah. The debate was a trip. That was another hard watch. Like I got through it, but I didn't think I was gonna get through it because I couldn't get through the first one at all. I couldn't even get through the clips. It was like so abrasive. But this one, I mean, at least I don't know. I know at least I was able to get through it.
Did he follow any of the rules this time?
He was better. He let Biden talk. They both had their moments. There was towards the end, it didn't fall apart, but it got looser.
Okay.
Yeah, like the last 20 minutes or so, I was like, oh man, this is going off the rails, and then it didn't. But it wasn't, like, they said the rules beforehand, but then it wasn't quite clear what the quote-unquote rules were. The moderator was just like, I'm giving you 60 seconds to talk about this, and then this question is for you. Oh, you get to rebut. And then the other person's like, well, I want to respond. And she's like, okay, fine. Like, it was loose.
Okay.
She didn't actually, they said that they could, mute their mics or something. They never did that.
I think they did at one point, but it was hard to tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who did they mute?
Trump.
Oh, good.
But I'm not 100% on that, and I haven't bothered to look it up to know.
All I saw on Saturday Night Live was their cold open where Myra Rudolph is like, I have this mute button, which I'm not going to use at all, so it's just here for show. Not that you could see, the woman's, I can't remember her name, who was actually doing the debate. There was no, button on her desk that you could see or anything.
So maybe it was a threat, but it was not real.
Yeah, that's kind of what my feeling was, ultimately. And so it's don't embarrass yourselves by getting muted.
And you're just like...
Right. But the room didn't have people in it, and it's if they would have just kept yelling, I mean, it wasn't crowded, obviously, it's the debate. So if they would have just kept yelling, you would have been able to hear it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, because maybe their mic may have been muted, but Biden isn't that far away. If you're talking loudly, his mic will pick you up.
Right. And there's got to be other mics placed around the stage and stuff.
Yeah, but can't they set up mics in a way so it picks, you know what I mean? Like the broadcasting. So they have the two mics for the two presidents, and if one gets cut off, that mic that's still on only picks up that one person and isn't it able to kind of cut off the other sound?
Yes. Yeah, so broadcast mics, well, actually the most popular, like YouTube mics that you see right now, they're not, so mics have directional patterns with how they pick up sound that are assigned to the capsule inside of it. So there's things called cardioid, hypercardioid, figure 8, whatever. So a microphone's pattern can be like more straight at you, and it's not picking up stuff here on either side. Like the minute that you're talking this way, it's like not picking up your voice anymore. Then there's ones that are more wide, and then there's ones that you can set up so it's in a 360-degree circle so that we can be on either side of it and it's picking up both of us. And then there's ones where it can be like a figure 8, so it's picking up both of us but then not the stuff here.
Okay.
And that's why like in the studio sometimes you see people singing around one mic. That mic is set up in one of those patterns that it's picking up everyone all around.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So yeah, they're definitely like, as an audio engineer on those TV shows, the last thing you want is to be able to hear bleed from other people's mics.
Yeah, because I've seen like Twitch streamers now. They get like, I've seen them like do this where they have the mics, and you see them clap their hands, and the mic does not pick up the clap.
And they have the mic right
and
here.
the mic is right there. They clap right in front of it. There was a streamer that I followed, and he actually got excited when he got his. Like he set it up, and there's like a program with an algorithm that you got to set it up, and you can find that information online and it does it for you. And he was even showing it. Like the first time you clap, it picks it up, but then it recognizes that clap and it realizes that's not a voice. So it comes in again, and then there's nothing. There's no sound. It's just silent.
Oh wow,
that sounds awesome.
It doesn't pick up the clap, but it still picks up his voice.
Yeah, the algorithm figures out that it doesn't want that frequency, and your voice doesn't, maybe it wouldn't pick it up then if you went or something either.
Yeah.
But
technology, man.
Algorithms. I wonder if it's the same algorithm that's deciding my YouTube recommendations. Also, we were talking about that last week, but the reason I found Reactistan was because it was in my YouTube recommendations.
So click the recommendations, Jacob. You'll go down the black hole.
I did, and now I passed that black hole on to you.
Oh no. Well, that's so far out of my recommendations. It's like, they're like, wait a minute, she's gone off the rails.
Yeah, I don't know why it recommended Reactistan to me, but I'm happy it did.
Have you seen reaction videos in the past?
Oh, I have been watching, so I've been watching some of those YouTuber like response videos to, we were watching the one about fat phobia the other day.
Oh, yeah.
About Tovar, what's her first name?
Virgie
Tovar, yeah. And this stuff about her is like now a year old or whatever, but there's this set of YouTubers that do these response videos, and they get more views than the thing that they're talking about. And they're pretty entertaining, actually. Like, there's this one guy, and he hasn't posted in like over a year, but he goes by Primink, and he does these like 20-minute entertaining videos, just kind of questioning people like Dan Bilzerian or is that how his last name is pronounced?
That's how it's pronounced.
And other people who are like questionable YouTubers. There's some YouTube and Snapchat accounts that sort of kind of do weird incest almost type of things, or abuse. So he calls these people out. Or there's like that whole scheme of TikTok like prankers, and it's people who are like abusing their significant other, playing weird games with them, like. A guy's girlfriend will get in his car and he'll be like, babe, I thought I told you to dress up. And she's like, and then he just like berates her for not looking good for their date until she like gets out of the car and is crying. And he's like, babe, I was just kidding. It's a prank for TikTok.
What? I would totally break up with that dude.
Yes.
That is not okay.
There's a, I saw a funny, I think it was a TikTok video, but a prank. Wife was pregnant, just obviously pregnant, and she has like some water, and she kind of like throws it on the ground and like a little bit on herself, like her water broke.
I saw that one.
And then she calls her husband, and her husband comes running in, and he slides on the water. He falls backwards. You could tell he hits his head.
Oh man.
She gave her husband a concussion. I don't know, but and he gets up and he's so concerned. He's asking her, babe, where's your phone? Where's your phone? He ignores the fall, forgets that he blacked out, and I think he slips again too. Like he goes back and he slips a second time.
And it's not staged.
It's not staged. This guy's concerned about his pregnant wife, and she was trying to pull a prank. Supposed to be, just innocent fun. And she damn near killed him.
I don't think she planned for him to slip. It was like she just thought he was gonna come in and be like, "Oh my!" But yeah, he was like super frazzled.
Yeah.
Happy accident.
And then what does she do after that? Like, how do you tell him, like?
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We can go back in the house.
I mean, at that point, you just go to the hospital, right?
No, man. I'd be like, well, actually, I just really wanted to go to McDonald's. So, hey, we're in the car.
You say it was what's that?
Oh, Braxton Hicks.
Yeah, you say that as Braxton Hicks.
But your water doesn't break with Braxton Hicks. Oh, she could have just been like, oh, I wanted you to come pick up the water.
No.
That would have been funny.
Women, a lot of women that are carrying, get incontinent, right? Don't they lose like ability? Sometimes they just pee.
Aw, that's sad.
It happens when you're pregnant. It I don't know how it works.
Because the baby's got its foot on your bladder.
Maybe, but I know a lot of women sometimes they gotta go.
I don't know if they like lose it it was like a lot. But who knows? I've never been pregnant.
The danger there is like, so when her water really breaks and she's really going to labor, he's gonna be like, not buying it this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they're like doing the delivery in the bathtub. Like, that is not a thing to mess with.
Fool me once.
Don't cry wolf with that, because you need that urgency. You need that.
Right. You can't be like, is this real? And he needs to like think about it, because he's definitely going to be doing that. I mean, if he's smart, he is, because especially if she did it for like social media likes, because those people do like part 1, part 2, like keep doing it.
That's so messed up for those people's like family and significant others. Because it's this one girl I follow on Instagram, and she does these videos with her mom. And she's like, Mom, I got a tattoo. And the mom's like, what the heck? Why would you do something like that? I think the videos in the beginning were real, but now I'm like, the mom has to know.
I can't.
Keep saying all these crazy things.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I was like, I feel so bad. And her mom's like an older mom. So I would feel so bad because the mom would be like, girl, you crazy. Why you gonna do something like that? And she's like, well, I just wanted to do something with my friends. And it was funny. But like for the 15th video, now you're going to boarding school.
Yeah. So wait, she's like a teenager? Like
yeah, she's like 16.
Okay.
She's like 16 and like they're always in the car.
Uh-huh.
And then she just like, and the mom like gets into the car and then she like tells her something like, that's why now I think like, okay, the mom has to know.
Right.
If the girl has her phone here and you get into the car and she says something crazy, it's not real. But it's still funny.
So it's cute. It's not like she's abusing her mom.
Well, at first it was because the mom would be darn near having a heart attack. She'd be like, Mom, I don't know how to tell you, but I'm pregnant. Tony got me pregnant. And she's like, what the heck? You need to call that boy. What you mean you're pregnant? And like the mom would be freaking out. And then she'd be like, oh, sorry, Mom. It was just for Instagram.
I'm doing it for the gram. Jeez.
The TikTok incest thing I was talking about was this like, so they're stepbrother and stepsister, but they don't. And I think there's a bunch of people doing this actually, which is gross. But they like in their first TikTok video, like the thing's titled "Brother Braids My Hair" or something. So it starts with him like putting her hair in a ponytail. And then all of a sudden she like turns around, like they're in a swimming pool, and then they start making out.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
But then
X what?
And then they like say or whatever, but it's kind of like not 100% clear. I mean it is, but sort of they wait till the end, and then their hashtags are all like stepsis, stepbro, brother, relationship goals. It is like really barfy.
Now I just wonder, what did you click before they offered you that video? What was it?
So I was watching one of these critique videos by...
Oh, and they were critiquing those, and then they're like, hey.
Yeah, they show you clips.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I'm not on TikTok. Or I am, I have the app, but I haven't made a profile.
And it's like...
I can't watch TikTok.
I like TikTok. I like it. That's not showing up in my feed. But with stuff like that, there are so many people posting and there's so many videos. How can they even like monitor that?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, what do you mean? Like, you think that it should be monitored, like taken down? What are you saying?
like,
They're not technically
well,
related.
not for that one.
Okay.
Well, maybe if they are, but I don't know what the laws are on that one. But the other stuff, like on YouTube, there's like some weird ones where it's like the girl, you don't know how young this girl is, and it's like this looks a little weird. This looks like real weird, but that's why YouTube right now, they're saying they're working to take down those kind of videos, but...
Speaking of too young, you guys hear about Diplo?
What about Diplo?
So there was this YouTuber named Quinlan what? I don't know, but she's a YouTuber. She's 19 now.
Okay.
And it turns out she's living with Diplo, who's in his 40s. And so this was all new to me. I had no idea about any of this.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he has like kind of like a history of kind of grooming. People say he's grooming and kind of takes advantage of young black women. Like Rihanna's talked about him.
Rihanna did?
Yeah, Rihanna's mentioned him.
Didn't he like just have a baby? Like at the beginning of COVID, he like had just had a baby with some girl.
Yeah, Quinlan Blackwell. That's the YouTube star he's staying with, or who's staying with him right now. She's come to his defense and say he's like she calls him, or in the message that she put on her, I think, Instagram, that Diplo is like her LA dad. You guys don't worry about it. It's nothing like that.
It says she says nothing but friendship.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. Which, maybe, I don't know the relationship, so maybe. But the thing is, I think a lot of people are kind of uncomfortable because apparently he does have a history of this. And there's been other women that have taken advantage of it. And like she kind of fits like his MO.
Okay.
Young black woman.
So he starts them off as friends. Well, at least she's 19. At least she is of age.
And he's in his 40s, but it's still all questionable. And where did that friendship come from? And what's the extent of it? I mean, it's not really our business, but I think some people are wondering.
Well, I mean, like, when you say, I mean, if she's 19 and he's in his 40s, is there something wrong with that?
I mean, I think some people find it inappropriate.
The optics of it.
Yeah, the optics, for some people, it's inappropriate. Is it, if they had a relationship, I mean, it's not illegal or anything like that, but it does make some people uncomfortable.
So people are maybe questioning when their friendship began.
And, it is weird.
But Diplo, I mean,
it's
there's a lot of people looking for a nice, rich LA daddy. So, and
yeah, I got friends trying to do that right now for 100% for sure. And also too, like in arts industries and stuff, I mean, people of various ages do intermingle. I mean, if he's been like, having sex with her since she was 14 or something like that, then obviously that's awful. But I mean, if they met, since she's been an adult.
Yeah. At least she's 19.
But it's less to do with, I feel it's less to do with her staying with him now and more about his history. Because now this is reminding everybody of his history. So now, it was Rihanna had she said something about it, but I think it was mostly like Azalea Banks was the one that she just straight out and called him a groomer and a predator.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, we don't know Diplo. This is like the girl he's got out in public. We don't know the girls he had in private previous to this, so maybe they are privy to some information. They've seen him with some other girls. We don't know his lifestyle.
Well, I mean, the lifestyle of like a quote-unquote rock star, he became famous quite a while ago. Now he's 41, and they're trying to have sex with women. That is it. And
young women. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio. How old is he now? No, he's in his 40s now, and his I think the oldest girlfriend, I think they age out literally, like no joke, they age out like at 26.
I thought it was 23.
Yeah.
Maybe. But either way, they age out, and he kind of gets a new model, younger girlfriend. And it's the same thing. He's a big time celebrity, huge name, great looking guy, super famous, and he just has he's more appealing. You know, he could attract women that the general population tends not to get on a regular basis.
Yeah.
The understatement of the year, buddy.
I mean,
but
he's
again,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Again, there's nothing, there's nothing legally wrong with any of this stuff, and it's to each their own. But I think nowadays people they notice that more, and it's not as, people are I think people are just being more vocal about it and saying like, hey, that's not cool.
Like is that not really what you want to do? But okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so what about? I mean, there's women who date younger men too.
Oh, I'm not saying it's and I wouldn't say it's any different. Yeah, I think you gotta.
It's his preference.
I don't think I could date somebody under the age of 23 or 4 right now. I think that would be pretty hard. But at the same time, if somebody came along and was awesome, and I could be convinced otherwise. If they're an adult, obviously. But yeah, that's just like the
relatability.
The personality differences are there. Plus, when somebody's that age, and I dated somebody 11 years younger than me when I was 33, she was 22. And even at that point, it was like, I felt old. I felt like she should be exploring and being with younger people, because that's what I would have wanted at age 22, like, even though I wanted to be in a relationship, I also wasn't like thinking like, oh, I'm getting married right now, and things like that. So even at that time, dating somebody that age was harder. But that being said, now at age 39, 11 years younger than me, is 28. When I date somebody who's 28, yeah,
that's much more mature than 22.
Yeah. And obviously it all depends on the person. You also see like the Scott Disick, Sophia Richie one, where he's like 36 or 35 and she was 19 or something like that. And that one's even weirder because they're all like hanging out as a family all the time. And I'm like, how does this 19-year-old have things to contribute to this like people in their 30s who have like 3 kids and stuff? Like, I don't know. I just don't get the dynamic. But again, that's not for me to judge either, and I'm not there and I don't know them.
Yeah, maybe they're just like having fun. They're like, we're gonna travel and have fun together and just spend our money.
Well, and yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I look at a 19-year-old and I just think like, what do I have in common with you?
Exactly.
What can I can't.
I didn't know where that was gonna go. I didn't know where that was gonna go. But yeah, like, when I talk to, even when I work with like the younger kids that are like 18 and 19, it's like, we do not have anything to talk about. Like,
if anything, don't you get annoyed? You're just like, Jesus.
it's like, I'm here with the children.
Yeah.
Babysitting the kids.
I like being on set with, well, sometimes, obviously, it can get old, but because they have like a good energy and lots of them are like excited to be on set and stuff, it can provide for like a slightly happier atmosphere at times. When I remember thinking about it, it just sort of depends. Then there's times where people just aren't listening, they're on their phones. I mean, you're like in a high school class.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And then like I feel like I'm like the narc teacher, but they don't know I'm like secretly a police officer and I'm like older. But like I'm here with the kids like, hey yo, what's up? Like, let's get on the Snapchat and Zoom. Like
I'm friendly and I have a good time, but I don't pretend to like be cool, because I'm no longer like, in their eyes, I know I'm not cool to them, and you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
This is their time. This is their moment. Let them do their thing, and I'm just gonna hang out with
With
whoever
is your age.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, no, don't get me wrong. You can hang out with them too, and it is fun. You're right.
Yeah.
There is an energy.
they have
There
good
is
energy.
And it's kind of, I'm always interested in what's like hip and new, and like hello, fellow kids.
It's just different. But like sitting with a bunch of like 19-year-old girls and like what they're talking about and what they think is important. I can imagine being like a 36-year-old guy trying to date a 19-year-old girl.
Right.
Like, I can't even talk to them, and we got some things in common, and they're like, oh my gosh, I got a fake ID, and like, it's just different priorities.
Yeah. Totally.
They're having their fun. I was there. I was doing that too when I was their age, and I was having that crazy kind of fun, planning my 21st birthday. But that's just not where I am.
All right, guys. Well, good talk. That concludes our episode 2.
We need an outro.
No, our outro should be that somebody snaps us out every time. Do you want to snap us